How we doing?
Benny boy. You
Get
look
the
like,
volume up.
is that the ocean behind you?
No, it's just one of the ponds.
A pond?
Yeah.
One
We're
Oh, now I
of,
can see that.
one of. That's 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 what working mainly in the South End will do. You'll have one of many pods. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not my pond. Not my pond.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm great. Excited to be on with you guys. Been talking to Mike about this for a while, so glad we can make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude,
Absolutely.
the immense pressure is on. Immense.
I mean, I put a polo on.
Yeah, it looks stretchy. It looks like a good material.
It is. It's nice. It's comfortable.
Excellent. All right, sir. Once again, great lettuce. Always got to start with that.
Oh,
So
I,
we
I
got,
got that. I got that beach salt hair right now.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I
Looks good.
love it.
Um, okay, let's start it up, Ben. Where you're here to talk about the South End with us. So, as you are a resident of the South End, tell us how you've sort of like shifted some focus of your business over the years to
Yeah.
that, and how you do things at a pretty local level over there.
Yeah. So I started just taking business everywhere, right?
Right.
Um, Anywhere it would take me, and I found myself just going all over the state, which is great. Sold a lot of great properties, met a lot of great people. Um, and my wife and I have lived in the South End for maybe like 12 or 13 years. Um, and once I had kids, I realized that I needed to have some of my time back. And that shifted my focus from just taking referrals all over the state to being more intentional with the people I work with and where I work with them. Um, so I started focusing my efforts in the city, and being a South End resident, I really wanted to work at a place that I could walk to. So the South End
Yeah.
is pretty easy, right? Very
Yeah.
walkable.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so that's how I kind of ended up as my focus being the South End. Um, and then through the kids, I met a lot more people, which was really great. Um,
And that was going to be my question was like in terms of obviously being a resident, you meet people through your kids, daycares, schools, what have you. You meet people, right? How did you? I mean, that's obviously it sounds like a key channel for you to grow your business. Is just being a resident. Um, are there any particular things aside from community that you kind of tapped into to grow your business as locally as you have, or is that it? Just kind of like tap into community channels, be involved, kind of like obviously leverage the stuff that you're involved in with your kids. And there's no right or wrong answer here. I'm very curious.
yeah. Look, before I had kids, I would host there. I live kind of close to the Wine Emporium, if you know or not the Wine Emporium, the Urban Grape. I also live close
There
to the
you
Wine
go.
Emporium. But
Yeah,
we used to host like wine tastings and wine and cheese at Urban Grape, and I would just invite everybody in my building. So before kids, that was just a great way for me to get in front of neighbors and people that I would see in the elevator or in the lobby and not have like a deep connection with. And then as the kids got into sports and school, I just tapped into that. Right, we got involved in some of the park associations, community garden, right, and all these things are just kind of like where I'm living my life, and I wanted to make sure that I was a part of not only the community, but figure out a way to kind of transition that into business. Um, so yeah, staying local and staying involved on some level is like it keeps my mind busy, not only on what's going on in my neighborhood, but also working. If that answers your question, I think it does.
No, it
does it
does.
answer
No,
your question?
Yeah, it does because I think like because I think we've talked about this as a team too, right, Mike? Like
Mhm.
the tapping into your sphere and into like and leveraging your community to in like very authentic and genuine ways, right? Like things that's it's a part of your life already, right? And using that to grow your business as well. Not only is that super efficient, it's it's also not very costly. You're
Yeah,
already doing it, right? So a lot
it's
of
where you want to be,
it's where you
right?
want to be. Exactly. So I think that definitely answers my question, and I think that's super important, regardless of your if you're hyper local or local, like focusing on a specific region or specific town or part of the city, or not. Like still being involved in those things that that those things and those places where you want to be, I think is really critical.
Yeah, because it keeps you engaged, right? Um, I found that if I was selling in places I wasn't passionate about, like, was I giving my was I giving 100% or was I mostly focused on just closing the deal,
Mhm.
right? Like, I want to be in a place where I'm I'm providing a ton of value to my customers and my clients. Um, and if I'm passionate about the property, I found that I do that on a higher level
Mm.
than just like some relocation that came through of the relocation company and is like, hey, I want to live out in Western Mass. Like, cool, we can do that, no problem. Um, but it's just more of a transaction than building a relationship and helping that customer tap into that community. Like, I I don't know how to do that in some of these
Yeah.
Yeah.
like outside suburbs. Like, if I had some customers move into my building, um, I just gave them a list. Like, here's the parks you want to check out. This is the neighborhood association. Um, right here's the list for the community garden, if you're interested in getting on that. Right, and or and some of the other things I'm just not necessarily up on.
Yeah, you're the welcoming committee to
Yeah,
the South End for those people.
yeah,
And,
totally.
and with that, what now? Obviously, you're passionate about the South End. Sell me on it in a way, I guess. Like, could you go over different neighborhoods, like what you kind of like extract as like your enjoyment from there, whether it's bars, restaurants, history, any of those things? Like, why do you love it?
Yeah, I mean, it has all those things. It's eclectic. There are people from all walks of life, all demographics, all income levels. Like, you know, everybody in the south is in the South End. It's a bit of a melting pot. Um, you can tap into any network you want to. The restaurant scene is great. I think the community in the South End is one of the strongest in the city, and I mean like the core markets. Like, I don't know too much about Roslindale or West Roxbury, and I know they have great communities. Um, but if you're talking North End, Back Bay, Beacon Hill, Midtown, Seaport, the Seaport have community. So like the South End, people talk, people see each other out in the coffee shops, right? I mean, Greystone is a great meeting place. I love Greystone. Madeline's Candy Shop, which has become a great asset and like addition to the community. So those places where you can really meet people and connect, and people are super happy and welcoming to just talk about whatever is going on that day, or right. I mean, a lot of people have dogs. Dogs are really popular. So we love the South End. It's super walkable. It's accessible to the city. Um, Parking isn't that difficult as other parts of the neighborhood, which is really good. Um, we live in an elevator building, which is another reason we love it, especially with bikes and strollers and groceries and all that type of thing.
Mm.
Hmm.
But that's nothing special to the city. Um, I really like being able to walk down my street and go to Black Lamb or Pico, which I joke is the South End House of Pizza. Um, I'm sure they don't want that moniker, but um, yeah, Pico's like you can go in there and see three families that you know, right, from different schools because it's not only yeah, I don't know people that just go to my kid's school. Like I know families that go to Kingsley, and I know people that go to Park Street, and I know people that go to the different daycares. Right, like Ellis is right around the corner from us, and we'll see them just around and meet people at the park. Um, the parks are spectacular to meet people. Um, that's
real
why we love it
quick,
a lot.
real quick, Ben. Pause.
Yep.
Are you guys frozen? Am I frozen right now?
No,
I'm not frozen.
Okay.
me
All right.
neither.
I got the
I'm not
spotted
moving.
Ben.
I'm really I'm staying very
Yeah.
still.
Maybe it's because you were so stoic
Yeah,
that I
it's
couldn't
the
tell the
hair.
difference.
The
Yeah.
hair the
Yeah.
hair doesn't move with
Not
me.
a strand will move.
Um, yeah, we love the South End. Like the history is really cool. Um,
Yeah. Give us So I enjoy going there for the history of the jazz and other art that has been there throughout the decades, and you can kind of sense it in the streets, and the shops that are still remaining are terrific. Um, Pivot from here real quick. Tell us about the different types of products that are there and how you've seen maybe like the building style change, and if there are any limitations to keep preserving that historic sense
yeah, well,
of
the
the South
South
End.
End, for the most part, the South End is a historic district. There are obviously some parts of the South End that are that have changed and gone against the historic preservation rules and regulations. Um,
And
so recently, we've
what are
seen.
the in a general sense? What are those?
Well, I mean, you can't build above the brownstones, right? You're never going to see brownstones really get torn down. It's for the most part old commercial sites that are getting redeveloped into similar sized buildings or matching what's next to them. A great example is the L, which was recently built. It's in the process of being built. On top of it was an old fish market right next to Foodies on Washington Street,
Hmm.
and that was a single level. I think there are two tenants, commercial space, and they're putting in I think 44 units. But it's a mid rise. It's like 6 or 7
Mm.
floors, elevator, roof deck, kind of everything that you would want in a luxury boutique building. I think that's probably the South End sweet spot is brownstones and the luxury boutique. Um, there's Atelier, the Bryant, 2 Clarendon, 75 Clarendon, 566 Columbus, which was recently built on the corner of Mass Ave. So you can really find any type of housing product that you want in the South End. And I mean, you can go down to Sowa
Yeah.
because the South End is really split up into several different neighborhoods. Um, there's the Pilot Block, which is kind of like West Newton to West Brookline, West Canton, Pembroke, from Tremont to I could give you a verbal map, but like
Yeah.
they're like very small neighborhoods. They have their own neighborhood association. There's the Golden Triangle, which is kind of Berkeley, Columbus, Tremont, um, depending on who you ask. There's the 8th Streets, which is kind of by Berkeley down to Peters Park.
And besides, there's probably varying prices within those hyper local
Yeah,
neighborhoods. Are there different like preferences on types of housing and styles? What differentiates them so that they're distinctly their own thing when you're going to sell or buy?
yeah. So the layout of the street, the South End is a lot of blocks. It's very like a square neighborhood, if you will. But for different neighborhoods, it's mostly location. right? So Golden Triangle is closest to the Back Bay, closest to public transportation. Um, and they have that same historic charm, but it's like just on the cusp of like the madness of Boylston and Newbury, right?
Mhm.
You can go a little bit deeper. And when I say a little bit, I mean like a block or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Right.
change pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um, you can go over to the 8th Streets, which is like Dwight Street, all brownstones, historic. Um, most of those have been converted to condos. If you a lot of the single families, which is a super interesting thing to have in the South End because they're beautiful, they're huge. I mean, they are fairly expensive.
Hmm.
Um, but you can go to Pilot Block over to West Canton Street and overlook Hayes Park. And, pretty sure Sprogis and Neal just sold one for 7 million that overlooked. They actually sold two, one for 4.5 and one for 7 that overlooked Hayes Park. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful, different kinds of property.
These are single families,
Yeah,
like single family, like attached single families.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I figured. One question I had, Ben, was so like one thing that we've talked about, Mike and I have, and like out in the market, even on the IG lives and things like that, is just like how the market has shifted a little bit in terms of like right now. Yes, in Greater Boston, especially, supply still is not near the demand level. Um, but generally, we're seeing pickier buyers. We're seeing listings sit for a little bit longer. Um, Depending on where they're priced, right? I believe pricing is the most important thing right now if you're a seller. Are you seeing some of those same things in the South End specifically,
yeah,
or not so much?
yeah. Pricing is always king, right? Overpricing's a killer.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think that the days of underpricing something and then expecting 100 grand over are still the case. But I mean, you have to nail the market. I mean, the South End's a
yeah,
smart market, savvy buyers, a lot of second buyers. Um, so yeah, we have seen things that are either have a floor plan is also an interesting thing that you need to keep in mind. If it has a funky floor plan and a funky price, like it's going to sit a minute.
Hmm.
Things that sell in the South End are like family friendly, right? Um, 3 beds, if it's priced correctly, will fly off the
yeah.
shelf. Um, so yeah, we've definitely seen a shift in pricing in the South End.
Go
And
ahead.
I mean, when I say a shift, it's like 1%, like minimal. It's not a huge shift. I think buyers just have more. I think buyers now watch the market more than they ever have, um, and they keep track of pricing before they even enter the market.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah, I think there's definitely much more particularness. There's like, hey, I've got the concept of like, I've got a little bit of time. Let me see a few more things. Like that's definitely that's definitely what we're seeing. And obviously, I live in Cambridge and I've been here for 13 years and that's kind of it's really helpful to kind of hear your mindset and what have you, especially now that I have a kid too. Like if I could find a way like knowing that level of detail on like by street, by blocks, things like that in this particular area, in my neighborhood, in East Somerville, these types of things. Um, it's going to be super helpful if I decide to go down that because right now Mike and I are all over the state, right?
Yeah,
We're going where the business is, and it's fun. It works right now for us, right? But like as my daughter gets older and things like that, like you said, life changes, so your
yeah,
business needs to evolve with that. And I think that's one of the luxuries we have is that being in this business, you can evolve as your personal situation changes as well. So that's
Yeah.
definitely helpful insight, guys. I gotta hop off, but I'm gonna let you guys finish off, and then. But Ben, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
yeah. Of course, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right,
I saw
take care,
it.
guys.
But yeah, I didn't really see that shift until I didn't really decide to go hyper local until I had my second.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to do with my time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's a product of circumstance, 100%.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a smart move. I'm hold on, I'm going to ask you one more question, then I'm going to pause right now to say what's up to Garrett and Mark Friedman. That might be your boy, Joe, Simone, World Repairs.
What's
Not
up?
sure.
Those guys did some worldly repairs for me.
Love that. Sam, what's up? Corey, Hafsa, what's up? Hey, Corey, how are you? That's it. Okay, cool. We've got everybody. Any questions for Ben before we head off? Shoot them in the comments section. And yeah, dude, I don't think there's an industry that is more personal life and business like intertwined together than ours. So
I really like it. I mean,
yeah.
at the end of the day, I always focus on solving the problem surrounding somebody's housing needs,
Hmm.
not like not chasing the commission. I mean, it really is about helping people and figuring out the best options for them and educating them on how to achieve whatever
Oh yeah.
goal they're looking to do. Like that's it, right?
Yeah, and I think that if you do that, like I think when you're talking about like being transactional before, the only way then things are truly transactional if you're not that,
Yeah.
right? If you are that way, you can keep the community going even if they're further apart. But it is a lot easier to do within your like own neighborhood to be like, I know that I get coffee here every other day. Like
Totally.
that sort of particular knowledge is huge.
Yeah.
Um,
Getting to know like who owns the coffee shop, who
yeah,
owns the candy shop, who's the waiter that you like at your favorite restaurant, right?
yeah, right. Like personal details versus like a influencer going is like you guys gotta try this place, the Buttery. It had and there's like no, you could tell there's no tie to that place at
Yeah.
all besides the 1 hour that they're going to be there eating a sandwich.
Yes. There's a new pop-up pizza place I heard about. I haven't had a chance to try it, but next to the Buttery, there's a new pop-up pizza place, which is like right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's where Brick Street Bagels started. This guy, like, unbelievable story. He started making bagels, I think, at his house, and then brought them to the park, put it on like the South End Community Board, which is a wild place.
Oh
Um,
yeah, any neighborhood online forum is just ripe with chaos.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
great entertainment. But he ended up selling like bagels every Saturday, and became a thing. Had huge lines in the park. Um, and then he ended up taking over one of the kitchens at um, the Buttery, and I think he's moved on to. I hope he's getting his own space because the bagels are great.
Yeah.
And there are
Oh,
no
that
bagels in the South End.
would that be the one that was like every Saturday until they sold out or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. Now it sounds like someone's doing it with pizza, and that's the South End, right? I mean, people have the space to kind of be themselves. And I like that about it.
Yeah, I
I
love
mean, you
that
will
too.
see all walks of life in the South End. I really, really like that. It's one of the big reasons we've stayed is to have um, the kids like not be in your typical New England town, but have people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world for them to interact with and be friends with, and it's great.
Amen. I subscribe to that, man. You know it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Any final thoughts? How do you think it went?
I went pretty good. What time were we supposed to start at 4:45?
Yeah,
I thought you said 5. My bad.
it's okay.
Um, all right then. Well, sorry for
I'll
being
take
late.
this on the chin for communication too. But we're good.
Okay, cool. Glad I
Went
was
great. We're
15
gonna.
minutes late to the live. So
You're
Corey's
good.
like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Um, Tony Singranelli holds the record for being 25 minutes late to to a half hour. We bring it up constantly just because we love them. But
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
so funny. I didn't. It's just you and me on here.
that's it. Sod left.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. For some reason, I had it in my head that we had like a 4:30 call to 5, and then 5 to 5:30 was the. Oh well.
It worked. It's great. You'll be able to chop this up as an ode to the South End. Maybe you can write a poem or a jingle or something, and then you can perform it in the park.
Diversity is the word I was looking for the entire time.
Did you not say that?
I didn't say it once. That I think that's one thing Megan and I like about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's
but
You need
tapping it,
people with differing opinions. It's the best.
yes, I would agree.
All right, my man. Well,
All
that's
right, cool,
it.
brother.
We're
Thank you.
gonna sign off. For Ben, thank you. That was Sod. I'm Mike. This was Story Time. This is the thing we usually say at the end. And we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it. Bye.